Hi everyone! We are going to create a piece that is based on line today. And then when we meet for our Zoom class, we are going to paint the sky together. So we're going to start off, you'll need something waterproof, so a Sharpie marker, black, and you'll need to start off with a pencil. So we are going to create a mountain line, and so we want probably halfway in your piece, we're going to start our mountains. So our mountains will be V's. Some of them can be higher, some of them can be lower, but I want to make sure that we're just doing these V's because I want to show you the power of line and how line can create shadow and form. So every time you have a point, what you're going to do is it's going to come down and then come back up to the bottom of the point. So it's going to be like a pattern. So watch, if I'm at the top of this point, I'm going to come down, and it can be kind of wiggly if you want, and then it's going to come back up. You see how I did that? Now over here, I'm going to come back down and then come back up because that's the bottom of the V. Over here, I'm going to come down, maybe come out a little bit, and then go right back up. Here too, I'm going to come down, right back up. Forgot this one over here, so I'm going to come down, and I'm going to pretend that this is the bottom of another one and come right back up. And then here, what's tricky is we can't see the top point. So this one, I'm going to follow the angles of these and come down and start to go up, and it stops. Now, I've also, in our last piece, we talked about creating this winding road. And so on this one as well, you're going to create a winding road. See how I did that? I made sure that my lines were horizontal. They didn't come down like this. So I went all the way across on this side, hooked around, horizontal, I'm moving this way, hooked around, and then it came off of the page like that. It almost looks like fingers that are pointing this way towards the edge of your paper. So you want the fingers to point this way, or you want the finger to point this way, okay? Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our Sharpie and we're gonna outline what we just did. Okay, now I want to show you how line work can make something feel three-dimensional or can create form. Form is whether it's two-dimensional or three-dimensional. This pencil is three-dimensional. I can flip it and turn it. A sculpture is three-dimensional. So right now, instead of coloring something, you can create line work to create the idea of form. So if I get my Sharpie and I create these lines that are all going the same direction, it's going to feel like a shadow on the side of these mountains. I'm going to keep going. So we've created the side of these mountains, like the light is coming from this side and it can't quite touch the mountain side on this side. Now we're going to change our lines up to create kind of like the feel of snow. See, I'm changing the texture just with my line work. Look how different this one looks than this one, right? So I'm going to create some more organic, meaning they don't have a pattern, they don't have a rhythm, they just are kind of placed and they move differently, just like snow, because snow has big pockets and small pockets. So now I've created texture and form. Now, what we've already gone over, we did these trees together. We're gonna create some trees again. Now our trees, remember we did this line work? Our trees are gonna be smaller in the back. Remember they come out kind of like triangles? And then as they get closer, what's gonna happen is they're gonna get a little bit bigger. So I'm gonna have this tree right here, I think. A little bit bigger. Now this one's going to be so big we don't see the bottom of it. And remember, only lines. We're not coloring anything in. We're creating form by the different lines that we're making. So your trees should have different lines than your mountains, and it's going to create a really interesting piece. So this one I'm going to go all the way on the bottom like it's not even in full view. We can't see the whole thing. Okay, so this is what I want you to complete before you come back to class. And then what we're going to do up here is we're going to do a wet on wet technique with watercolor. So you'll need watercolor for class, and we're going to do this together. So make sure you have your piece completed. You're using a waterproof marker. I use Sharpie. You're on a watercolor paper or a mixed media paper, and come with your line work. And we're going to talk about the different lines that you used, and then we're going to add a really beautiful sky together. Okay, I will see you next class. Bye.